The current forecast calls for all of eastern North Carolina and parts of the Piedmont to be impacted by this winter storm.
Next at 6, Governor Roy Cooper issues a weather warning as the east prepares to be hit with a winter storm. Good evening, I'm Shayla Reeves.
And I'm Ken Watling. Thanks for joining us. Governor Roy Cooper issued the warning during a news conference this afternoon.
The good news is that the storm is moving quickly and should be gone by Thursday evening. The bad news is that we will have unusually cold temperatures sticking around for several days. And those frigid temperatures can be dangerous, particularly for people who may lose power during the storm.
The governor went on to say the colder temperatures will make it harder for first responders and transportation crews. And if you can, stay off the roads.
We'll have more on the efforts to treat roadways across the east, but first let's get a look at your forecast. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jerry Jackson is standing by in the Weather Center. Jerry?
That's right, Shayla. Outside today, already we're starting to see the early stages of this winter storm, and as we've been saying, it's unfolding in stages out there. Let's get started. We'll show you First Alert Weather Day is in effect tonight through early to mid-morning tomorrow. That's the best time frame between now and just after daybreak tomorrow for frozen precipitation as the storm system ramps up offshore. Specifically, here is what is in effect right now. A winter storm warning covers most of the counties in the WNCT Not On Your Side viewing area, but we also have a blizzard warning in effect for areas up around Camden, Currituck, and also Pasquotank counties here. We don't often see blizzard warnings issued. They're expecting not only heavy snow up that way, but also strong winds out at the coast too, which could greatly reduce visibilities. Right now, we've had some sleet coming down just in the past hour here outside our WNCT Not On Your Side First Alert Weather Studios. And as we head deeper into the night, the transition to true snow will continue to work its way to the east as much colder air builds in behind the storm system. Notice the threat of all snow continues into early Thursday morning before everything wraps up later Thursday afternoon. In terms of accumulation, we can see anywhere of a glaze of ice from Wayne County up north into Ahoskie up towards Elizabeth City, maybe up to 0.2 inches of ice from places like New Bern down south towards Jacksonville. In terms of snow, anywhere from 1 to 4 inches of accumulating snow possible across Duplin, Wayne, Nash, Edgecombe, and Wilson, with some pockets possibly over 4, 5, 6 inches as you get across parts of Lenoir, Pitt, over towards Beaufort County. Now, up in a few minutes, we'll get much more specific about some coastal impacts we can see from this storm in your First Alert forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Jerry. Customers of Tideland Electric are being warned about widespread power outages. Some areas of the Tideland service territory may experience blizzard conditions. As a result, they may lose power. Areas serviced include Pamlico, Beaufort, Craven, Washington, Hyde, and Dare counties.
Residents are being advised to make final preparations as the storm reaches Dare County. Emergency management says road conditions will deteriorate quickly. They're advising each household to have an emergency kit ready, provide shelter for your pets, as well as dress appropriately, and to check on neighbors and relatives.
In Carteret County, officials say stay inside as much as possible. They're advising you to have some kind of emergency heating equipment and fuel on hand, so if your power goes out. At least one room of your home is livable. They also want people to stay off the roads. If you have to drive, crews have been out all day across the east treating roadways. To take a look at the efforts in Onslow County, we turn to WNCT's Elizabeth Chu live in Jacksonville. Elizabeth, what can you tell us?
Shayla, it's an all hands on deck type of situation here at the DOT yard in Jacksonville. Crew members actually describe it as D-Day, where all of their preparations made throughout the week will be put to the test. The focus today on the safety of the trucks. Crews were out checking oil levels and the flashing lights, as an additional 50 tons of salt was actually brought here from Wilmington. Brining on our local roads occurred on Monday, so today crews were checking bridges, overpasses, looking for any spots that needed additional treatment.
They'll go through and make an initial pass. If they have to, they'll put out salt to kind of soften up the next layer. Then they'll come back and recheck and as many times as necessary.
The DOT knows that when Mother Nature hits, she does so unexpectedly. So right now it's kind of just a wait and see kind of game. But crews are working overnight. In fact, the latest shift just arrived. They'll be here until 6 tomorrow morning, keeping an eye on these roadways. Live in Onslow County, Elizabeth Chu, 9 on your side.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. The city of Jacksonville made its final preps today along the roadways. Crews added additional salt to side streets, including Doris Avenue, and in places with curves and dips in the roadway. City crews are also working around the clock and will add extra salt to problem areas as needed.
900 tons of salt. That's what you're looking at. That's what it takes to pre-treat the roads in Craven and Pamlico counties. Crews started treating main highways like US 17 yesterday, then moved to secondary roads. Their next step comes when the precipitation starts falling.
Now, soon we're going to start switching over and putting our spreaders on and plow. So then you're going to see this operation will slow down and we'll start getting that equipment ready so that when it does start falling, and I think it's certainly going to happen at some point today, we'll be ready.
But with the workload, extra manpower is being called in so crews can work 12-hour shifts.